Hey guys, Tasche here, and today I'll be reviewing the latest version of the powerful SEnuke software, SEnuke TNG Pro. Now, for the past 10 years, SEnuke has been the top SEO and internet marketing software, and this latest version is going to add a whole ton of additional features. It's going to help you take your business to a whole new level. So, in this video, I'm going to do a quick review of the sales page, and then we're going to do some demos of the software, demoing a few of the features, and then we'll talk about the front-end product and the OTOs, and then I'm going to also reveal a special bonus I'm going to give you when you take action. You grab your copy through the link on this page. All right, so right now, as you can see, I'm actually making the video before the software has been released. All right, I want to make sure I get this to you, out there to you as soon as possible, because I don't want you to miss the opportunity to grab your copy of this powerful tool. Now, any video that does any review video or demo video of SEnuke is not going to do it justice, because there are so many features in SEnuke TNG Pro that they wouldn't all really fit in one video. So first of all, let's go over the sales page real quick, or the preview page, I should say. This page is actually going to change when the product launches, and it's actually launching on January 30th, Monday, January 30th, 2018, at 1 p.m. Eastern. All right. So go ahead, once you get to the sales page, again, it'll be different than this one when it launches, but it's going to give you a list of some of the top features of the software. Okay, you have crowd searching, built-in proxies, blog network module, and a whole ton of other features. Super fast turbo wizard. Again, just me explaining these to you is not going to do it justice. So we're going to scroll through here. But the demo that we're going to do here in a second, or here in a minute, it's going to highlight some of these features so you get an idea of how powerful this software is. Now, if you do happen to come to this page before the product launches, you can actually sign up right here to get notifications of when the product is ready. And like I said, it's going to be ready on Monday, January 30th, 2018 at 1 p.m. Eastern. Right. Now, one thing I like to also see guarantees whenever I promote a product. I want to make sure that when I review something, that the people are going to stand behind it. So you, my subscribers, my customers, are going to feel secure that if you're not satisfied, you can get your money back. So they're offering a 30-day money-back guarantee. For any reason you don't like it, just let them know, and they'll give you back your money, no problem, no question. All right. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to play the quick intro video. I'm going to add it right here, and then we're going to play a few demos of the software for you. Now, unfortunately, I'm not able to actually get the software and actually do it myself because the software is not released yet. Okay. Yeah, I could do a demo on the older versions of SEnuke TNG, but that would not do any justice because this new version is going to have a ton more features. So we're going to go ahead and switch over now, do some demos of the software, and then when I come back, we're going to go over the front-end product and the OTOs, and then we'll talk about my special bonus. So hang on, guys, and I'll be right back.
You've invested your time, your money, and have tried everything to get your website to the top of Google, but still, nothing seems to work. To get optimum Google rankings today, you need more than just a great website, original content, and proper on-site SEO. Although on-site SEO is crucial, industry experts agree that today's top-ranking factors are quality backlinks, click-through rate, and bounce rate. But to influence these traffic and engagement metrics and increase your site's rank, you need more Google keyword search visits, more total site visits, more page views, longer site visits. Introducing SEnuke TNG, the next generation of SEO automation. Since 2008, SEnuke has been the industry leader in automated backlink creation. Now we've created even more powerful features that automate today's top ranking factors to give you faster and easier first page Google rankings. SEnuke TNG's unique crowd search module boosts your website search CTR through the roof and drastically reduce your site's bounce rate automatically. Simply enter your URL and the keywords you wish to rank for. SEnuke TNG will then use its new proprietary crowd search process to query Google for your specified terms. Click on your search listings, then visit your website and even its pages. The sheer power of this feature alone provides a clear-cut advantage, giving you much more ranking influence over your keywords than any other available SEO tool. Even your competition will be struggling to discover how you took over their rankings so quickly. SEnuke TNG also introduces many new rank-dominating features that save you the time and money you once wasted trying to get Google to take notice of your website. All you need to do is enter your website's URL and the keywords that you want to rank for. Then sit back and relax while SEnuke TNG automagically creates fully optimized SEO campaigns, valuable social links, high-authority web profiles, media-rich content, press releases, and so much more. All professionally interlinked and pointing to your site, creating unique, strategically optimized, and highly effective backlink profiles that rank your websites. And with the new loop mode feature, you now only need to set up your campaigns one time. Loop mode will then rinse and repeat your scheduled campaign, loading in fresh, relevant content and high-profile sites without you lifting a finger for as long as you want, endlessly creating quality backlinks on authority sites your competitors can only dream of. SEnuke TNG is now the most complete and effective one-stop SEO software platforms available. Everything you need to take full advantage of all this amazing ranking power is included. All the email accounts you need, unlimited verified proxies, high-profile site lists, quality relevant content, free advanced CAPTCHA solving, step-by-step expert TNG training. Even if you are totally new to SEO, TNG's newly designed Wizard and Turbo Wizard lets you create your very own professional SEO campaigns in seconds. Nothing can match the effectiveness and ease of use that SEnuke TNG offers you, making this the most badass SEnuke version ever to be released. So what are you waiting for? Click the download link now and start ranking your websites today.
Well, here we are, the first video for SEnuke TNG. I'm Rob, aka Popman from the SEnuke forums. Now, I've been using SEnuke since 2009, and what I'm going to show you today represents the biggest change to SEnuke I've yet seen. And that is the article manager. Now, the article manager represents a shift from a single campaign basis to a multi-campaign basis. And that's because, as anybody who's used SEnuke in the past will remember, the way it worked was you made a campaign and you linked articles to that campaign, and then the campaign ran and it posted your articles to various sites around the internet, and then it finished. And that was pretty much it. You could never use those articles again. Now with SEnuke TNG, what we've done is we've separated the articles from the campaigns. So one campaign could link into multiple different sets of articles, and equally one article could be used by multiple different campaigns. Now this allows a few new tricks, such as the loop mode and the duplicate mode, which we'll cover in the next few days. But for today, I'm just going to show you the article manager itself. Now you can order your articles in any way you want. As you can see in this example here, I've set 3 different categories of articles, which represent 3 different niches. Equally, you can group things by website if you want, or any way that you feel happy with. Now I've already loaded in a few articles here on dog training. You can see when I click there, we've got a set of articles 550 words long on dog training, and another set of articles 650 words long on dog training. Now each of these sets of articles is actually 15 different articles all merged together, so straight away between these two sets we already have several hundred different articles that we could use. If we wanted to add in more articles, we simply have to select this add new content and come over to the article source, and you'll see that we have 4 premium sources of articles from Article Builder, the Leading Articles, Content Machine, and Article Forge, as well as the ability to type in your own articles, load articles from text files, or get free articles from eZine. In addition, whenever you've got any articles, you can also run them through the spinners. We have a built-in spinner with SEnuke, and that entitles you to 50 spins a day for free, but if you need more than that, we have the 3 industry-leading spinners, the Best Spinner, Spin Rewriter, and Word AI, all available. Now, as I said, I've already produced 3 sets of articles. I've got 2 here in the tier 1, and 1 here in the tier 2. So let's just quickly go through how SEnuke will add links into these articles, and then we'll get to go through all these different settings over here on the right hand side. So if we just click on the preview, and we have the keyword that we're using for articles here, and we click spin preview, you'll see that instantly it has put in a contextual link for the keyword that we're looking for. And that's because SEnuke TNG reads through the article and it looks for your keywords actually in the text. Whenever it finds your keyword in the text, it can produce a link. Now if we scroll through the article, you'll see there is another link here which says letting. Now what this is, it's linking out to an authority site. In this case, it's linking out to photos on Pixabay based on the word letting. This is done automatically as well. If we come back to the article group settings, you'll see down here we have an option for inserting authority links, and it can insert between 1 and 6 links per article, or you can turn it off completely if you don't want any authority links. The core advantage of adding in the authority links is it just makes your page look a bit more natural. It doesn't make it look like it's just promoting you, it makes it look like something that somebody's written to promote the niche in general. Now that's all well and good when it can find your keyword within the article, but what about when it can't find your keyword? Well, we have multiple different choices you can use then. Firstly, we have the insert random links. If we go back to the article and I just change it to something unusual, oranges, we're unlikely to have the word oranges in this article, and click spin, you'll see that what that's done is just randomly inserting the word somewhere in the article itself. Now obviously anybody reading it might think it's a little bit strange, but because it's inserted actually into the sentences themselves rather than just outside of sentences, it tends to slip through moderation. As an alternative, you can use the replace random words option. If we spin this up again, you'll see that what it's done this time is instead of actually just randomly putting in your keyword, it's just picked a word out and changed that so that it becomes a link to your website. Now the advantage of that is it does result in a greater diversity of links that you get, and in a lot of niches where oversaturation is a problem, that's quite a useful feature. Lastly, we have a insert generic sentences option. This has two different methods, one using keywords and one using naked URLs. We'll test the keyword one first. If we go back to the preview article and we spin it up again, you'll see that this time it hasn't put our link in, but instead it's put a generic sentence at the bottom which says, if you love this article on oranges and would like to read more, please visit our site. Now TNG has hundreds of these sentences and they're all in spin text format, so it spins out into tens of thousands of different variations. And as such, it's a very good way to get a contextual link in if it's not there in the article itself already. The last one there is the naked URLs. If we click on the preview and we spin it up, you'll see at this time it's produced a sentence, if you love this article on oranges, there's our keyword put in, and would like to read more, please visit our site, and then it will have the naked URL of your site. Now in this example it has to use a generic URL because we haven't set any URLs in the article manager itself. URLs are only set when you do the actual campaigns. Now some of you may already have noticed we actually have some pictures of dogs here put into the articles. These are done randomly. Each time we spin it we get some different pictures. Now the pictures are set down here in the insert image settings. You have a choice of inserting completely random images. If we select the completely random images and do a preview, you'll see that we could get an image on just about anything. We've got a padlock that time. Spin it up again, we've got a tree. But TNG also has the option to scrape and use images based upon a keyword. These are the ones that I got earlier. I just scraped up some images based on dogs, and those are the ones that we were using. Now for an actual campaign you would scrape up 50 or 60 different pictures. In this I've only scraped I believe 6 pictures I put in. The last option down here, which is inserting random images based on the Flickr tag, that's for users of SEnuke XCR who are upgrading to TNG. All your old articles that you've used on previous campaigns will actually appear here in the article manager. There will be a special section especially for them, and all the systems that we used back then in SEnuke XCR, they will continue to work. However, moving forward, all your new campaigns that you do through the wizard and the turbo wizard, they will be using the articles that are here in the article manager, and that's what we're going to go through in the next video tomorrow. So until then, keep on nuking. Hello again, I'm Rob, aka Popman from the SEnuke forums, and today I'm going to show you something that's pretty cool, and that's the SEnuke wizard and the turbo wizard. Now the wizard lets anybody create a professionally designed SEO campaign in a couple of minutes, and the turbo wizard goes one step further and you could actually complete a campaign in about 1 minute. Now anybody who's used the wizard before in SEnuke XCR, when they get TNG, you'll see that it has been changed quite a lot. a number of the old clicks that you used to have to do have been removed, and the whole process has been streamlined and speeded up and made more efficient. It's also much more automatic, as you'll see as we go through this. Now the first thing you'll see is on the left hand side here you have all the different project types that SEnuke supports. We will not go through them all today. There will be proper training videos to discuss what each of them do. But in summary, to create a linking diagram, all you need to do is drag on the various different projects that you're interested in and then draw links between them. So what we've done here very simply is we have our money site, which is your own website. And to that we have linked the Premium Social Network. Premium Social Network are generally sites that are unique to SEnuke. They're not platform based. Every single one of them has to be programmed in specially just to work with SEnuke. These are generally very high authority sites and you get a lot of ranking respect from the links created by these. Below that we have put a standard social network. Standard social network is pretty similar. The main difference is these are mostly platform based. Now a platform is where many sites use the same software to run. For instance, most of you probably have blogs and there's a good chance your blogs are running on WordPress. Well, WordPress is the platform. Now don't worry too much if you're new to all this and you have no idea how to link your different projects together. We have included multiple different templates in SEnuke for years. These are all the old SEnuke XCR templates, but you'll be glad to know you're getting a huge number of new ones with TNG. So let me just open up one of them and just zoom the screen out a bit so we can see what we're looking at. Basically we've created a money site in the middle here and we're linking that with a premium social network and a standard social network. The premium social network is going to be backlinked by web profiles and WordPress. WordPress being your own blog network which you can put into SEnuke. You'll also see something new here for SEnuke, and that's the wait project. Previously the old SEnuke XCR would work non-stop through a campaign, which wasn't the most efficient way sometimes because it's not perhaps totally natural to work that way. So in SEnuke TNG we now have the wait project and you can put in a pause of a number of days between two projects. So now once this premium network, social network has run, it will stop, SEnuke will stop for 5 days, which is we set it up here 5 days, and then after that 5 days has elapsed it will then continue with the campaign and run the social network that's here. Now as I said, we'll go through all of this in the proper training videos, but I can assure you that this is a very easy, exciting and powerful way of creating strategic campaigns. You can literally have absolutely no idea of what you're doing and just go through this wizard and you'll come out an expert on the other end. So after we've set up the diagram, the next thing is to start populating it with information. Now this is where things get really interesting and we move light years ahead of what SEnuke XCR could do. The first thing you need to do is to give your campaign a name. We were doing dog training with our articles the other day, so we'll just continue with dog training. Now here you'll see that we can set 4 different types of keywords. We can set primary keywords, secondary keywords, generics and any other sort of keyword that you can think of. That could just be your URLs or anything you want. Now your primary keyword is the main keyword you're interested in, and in this case would be dog training. Generally speaking, we recommend 1 primary keyword. You can put a few more in here, but it's more efficient if you just stick with 1 primary keyword each time. We definitely recommend not going above 5. Now to the right of that you'll see there is a secondary keyword. This is generally long tail keywords. These are keywords which contain your primary keyword but are a longer version of it. Now we have an automatic way of doing this. All you need to do is press the generate from primary keyword, wait a few seconds, and we will get some long tail keywords straight from Google actually. These are the Google suggestions from your area. If we scroll through, you can see that everything we have has the word dog training in it somewhere. They're all long tail variations of the primary keyword. And there's a good long list. Now you can set a percentage so that at the moment by default 100% of all the keywords that are generated are going to be dog training. But if you want to set it so that say 50-50, all you need to do is scroll up here and you'll now have 50% will be secondary keywords and 50% would be primary keywords. I'm going to set it to 60-40. And we do exactly the same with our URLs. I'm just going to use a generic dogs.com here. Now we have primary, secondary and other URLs here. Most of the time you're only going to use the primary and the secondary, and the way you would use this is the primary would be the page you're actually targeting, which usually would be an inner page or a sub page, and then the secondary URL would be the root domain, and then you can set it, typical would be a 2080. So 20% of all the links created will go to the URL, and then 80% will be going to the inner URL. Again, this is completely customizable to however you want it, but a 60-40 and an 80-20 ratio is a pretty good start. Now up here you'll see the answer to many SEnuke XCR people's dreams, and that is, how many profiles should I run with that campaign? All you need to do is click suggest. An algorithm will be run based upon the project linking diagram that we've already created and tell you the best number of profiles to use. It suggested we only use one, so we only use one. So now you can see with just a couple of clicks we have generated a beautiful list of secondary keywords, and we've set up the percentages. We're creating a natural set of links using multiple different keywords and all linking to different pages within our site. So next we have to set up names, tags and titles for everything. Now again, this is where we see massive improvements over SEnuke XCR. This page is much quicker than it used to be. Our tags we can generate automatically, just generate from primary keyword. Then our user profile we can generate automatically, just auto generate. If for some reason you don't like it, you can generate as many as you want. The company name here is generally only used on the press release nuke. We'll just call ourselves Dog Incorporated. Titles here are not used on most of the projects. This is something that most users will never come across. These titles will only basically be used if you're backlinking to a profile, which is a very unusual technique to use. It is done occasionally, but in most cases these will never be used, but it is auto-generated. And select categories here. The categories are where your article will be posted on article sites. The best thing you can do is to type in some words that are related to your niche. And then select categories. You'll see wherever possible it will pick one that's based on your niche. Obviously some of the categories on some of the sites do not relate to every niche. Obviously I would say that may well be a law site. You can click a few times and see. There we are, we're not bad. You'll never be perfect on the categories because obviously there are hundreds and hundreds of sites in SEnuke, and some of those sites are specific to certain things, and so they don't have a specific category for everything. But that's pretty much it. We've now set up everything for the nuke itself, and all we need to do now is put in the content and then schedule it. The content screen is where the article manager comes in. Here we will select the articles we want for our tier 1. We set up our tier 1 content the other day, so we just simply select tier 1. We'll also select our tier 2, and our tier 2 content we set up the other day. Now the tier 1, as I mentioned, tier 1 would be this premium social network here, and this normal social network here. Everything else is tier 2 and beyond. So all these WordPresses, social networks, forum profiles, Web 2, etc., all those are tier 2 and beyond. Now we don't have any bookmarks in this project, so we don't set up any bookmarks. In fact, it won't even let us set any bookmarks because there are no bookmarks in it. Now if you were just doing a quick nuke and you really didn't want to set up the article manager, perhaps there's something that just happened on the news and you wanted to get a nuke out real fast without going through the process of setting up your content first, you can use this generate single use articles. And that ties into all the article sources we have, the free ones from Ezine, Article Builder, Leading Articles, Content Machine and Article Forge. So you can select any of those and download an article from any of their categories. Now even though this is single use, you don't actually lose the articles, because once they've been downloaded they will actually be automatically placed into the article manager. So you can use them again in future articles, future campaigns if you want. We're going to use the article manager content because that is the best way to work with SEnuke. Now if we want to, of course, we can check our content and do a quick spin preview. And we can see that there we are, we've got a lovely little picture as we showed the other day. And in this case it's dropping our link down in the generic sentence at the bottom. And here we've got a contextual dog trading in the article itself. And again we got another contextual here, and the pictures moving around. All good. So that's it. We've actually set up the entire campaign now, and all we have to do is schedule it and set it off to go. Now SEnuke TNG answers another big question of all previous SEnuke users. How long should I run my campaign for? all you need to do is click the suggest button, and a formula is used to predict the best time to run your campaign. In this case, it's 11 days. It's a fairly large campaign because it's got 3 different tiers, so we knew it was going to be a decent amount of time to run it. You then simply select the time you want it to run. It will default to about half an hour from the current time, but you can set it to run at any time in the future you want. Now I'm just going to set this to run actually in 2017, just so it doesn't accidentally start running in the next few days when I don't want it to, because this is just an example that I'm creating for you guys. Now lastly here we have loop mode. Loop mode allows you to set a campaign so that it will run over and over and over again. So you only have to set up a campaign once, and then it will run as many times as you want. You can set a specific number of times. We can set it to run 10 times, or you can say I just want this to run forever, and just click the infinite button. You can also tell it to pause between each run, so it will run the campaign once to the end, and then you can say, well, it's an 11-day campaign, so let's run it once, and then we'll pause for 5 days, and then we'll run it again. And then as we've set infinite, it will pause for another 5 days, and then run again, pause, run, and so on forever. Now by default that's using the same accounts over and over again, and you don't always necessarily want to do that, so you can also set it to create new accounts each time. But you might not want it to create new accounts for everything, so you can click into the reuse sites, and we can say, well, we would like to reuse the social network, the premium social network and the normal social network, and we'll reuse the bookmarks. Now what that means is that every time it goes through, it will post to the same set of social network accounts and the same set of social network premium accounts, and use the same bookmarking accounts over and over again, and that just builds up authority on those accounts and makes them more powerful and helps your sites rank. And authority definitely builds up. I have article directory sites from SEnuke from years ago, we're talking 2009, 2010, and they'd reached a PR level of 5, and that was before Google went and killed PR. So they were PR 5 a couple of years ago. What they are now, I have no idea. They're going to be higher. Authority builds over time. So if you reuse, you post quality content, you will build up authority, and you will increase the power of SEnuke TNG tenfold. And that's the whole campaign set up. We've gone from start to finish in a couple of minutes, and that's even with me explaining it all to you. If you're just going through on your own, you can do this in a couple of minutes at most. So all you need to do is click on the next, and then we click on finished, and it will export and build the campaign for us. First thing it will do is download an email. The emails are free in SEnuke, so you've got no problems there. After it's done that, it will populate all the projects, create everything for us. It takes just a few seconds, even though it's doing a heck of a lot of work. And that's it. We have created a fully optimized SEO campaign with a large number of different project types, which will all run one after the other absolutely perfectly, creating hundreds of backlinks to your website over a period of 11 days. Now while we're on this page, let me just show you one thing which is really cool in TNG. That's in the account creation project. If we look down here, we have retried failed submissions. Now this typically brings in another 15-20% links, and all that does is after it has done the account creation once, that it's created all the accounts on all the different websites that you've selected, it will pause and wait for the amount of time here, which is 5 minutes in this case, and then it will reset and it will go back through for all the ones that it might have failed on for various reasons and try them again. This is a well-known tactic that we've used with SEnuke XCR manually for a long time, and you always had to come back in and redo the account creations yourself and wait and then do everything by hand. Whereas now with SEnuke TNG, we just have this option that automatically does this, and you will see that the difference is quite impressive. So that was with the normal wizard, but what if we wanted to do the same thing with the turbo wizard? Well, you'll see it's even faster. The Turbo Wizard is a massive improvement over SEnuke XCR. It's actually really usable now. You'll see that we have about 90% of everything that's in the wizard is here in the Turbo Wizard. The only real differences are you don't have the diagram designer and you don't have some of the custom settings. Now the diagram designer, if you want to create your own templates, you need to go through the wizard at least once and create them there, but you can then save them from the main wizard and then use them here in this wizard, the Turbo Wizard, in the future. So if we just quickly set up the same campaign that we did a few minutes ago, we'll auto generate our secondary keywords. We've typed in the primary of dog training. We'll set the percentage the same as before, which was 40% for these and 60% for the main. This was the inner page here, and we were just going to use the primary page, the home page, as the secondary one. Forgotten how to type, and we set those as 2080. We can generate our tags automatically, and we can give it a campaign name if we want. If you don't give it a campaign name, it just automatically names it. I'll leave it like that for now. Over here we have the content sources, exactly the same as the normal wizard. You can use a single use article. Again, you can take them from eZine, Article Builder, Leading Articles, Content Machine, and Article Forge. They will be saved in the Article Manager just the same. This is exactly the same as the regular wizard. Failing that, you can use the Article Manager, which is exactly the same again. You set up for the tier 1s, set up for the tier 2s, and if you're, sorry about that, if you need them, you can set up the bookmarks. We don't have bookmarks in the template we're using, as you remember. Your list of templates is here, including the one that we just used, social skills. You need to set up the number of profiles, number of days, number of links. We're going to set down to 1 and set up when it's going to start. Again, I'm just going to put 2017 in here. Now you see that looping is missing from here, but not to worry, I'll show you how to turn that on in a minute. This is basically just a very quick optimized way of creating a campaign, and even with me talking, that took just a few seconds. Again, it has to download an email, create the campaign, and then it's done. There we are, it has completed itself. We can now close this off, or if you wanted to, you could create another one exactly the same. Just change the start date. And you'll see when it automatically names them, it uses the keyword and then calls it a turbo campaign. So we have created 2 campaigns there which are basically identical, with the one exception that this one has been looped. Now if we wanted to do looping on the turbo one, all we need to do is right click, select edit looping, run campaign in loop mode, then we can set it up to loop exactly the same as before, just any way you want. And again, the same with the accounts, you can have it reuse the accounts. So the same, we can have it reuse the social network and the premium social network. Loop moding, are you sure? Yeah, we save it. So now they are 100% the same, and you saw how fast that was. It is unbelievable. To do this by hand in SEnuke would probably take you about 30 minutes. To do this by hand without SEnuke at all, it would take you a few hours. So we have done a few hours work in a couple of seconds. Now in the next video we'll go through a few of the extra features built into TNG, such as this magic little icon here, the crowd searcher, and a few others. But until then, keep on nuking. Crowd search. Crowd search is the amazing new tool from SEnuke TNG, which automatically searches for your websites within Google. This increases your click-through rate and it lowers your bounce rate, which are 2 of the biggest ranking factors known. It's very easy to use. All you need to do is add in your keywords. We're going to stick with dog training for now. And add in your site. We're going to use Barkbusters for this example. And add the site. You can see here you can set a number of searches to do a day. You can change that to so it's varying each day, so it's not doing the same thing every single day. If you set that to 10 to 15, then on the first day it will pick a random number between 10 and 15 and do that many searches, and on the next day it will pick another number between those 2 and do that many searches. Now this is all server based, nothing's actually done on your SEnuke, so you don't have to keep SEnuke open. Now exactly the same here. You can set the amount of time that it's going to be searched for, that you're going to spend on the site. It's generally good to keep a reasonably long time in here, with a couple of minutes, as that increases your time on site as well. So now all we have to do is send it up to the crowd search servers. Just click save and it will be sent up. Keyword has been saved and the project is active. Now that will now be sitting in the queue. If I just wait a second. Okay, now we can see it is queued. That means it's ready to go on the server. And when it reaches the front of the queue, it will run. Now, as there aren't many people using Crowd Searcher at the moment, it's pretty much me and a few testers, it should run pretty quickly. Just give it a moment. Now it's running. So now Google is being searched for the keyword dog training, and then it will go through the search engine results and try and find our site. Okay, now while our crowd search is doing its thing, I will show you what it's actually doing, because you can't see it because it's all on the server. What it does is it loads up Google, and it loads up Google in various different browsers, mobile browsers, desktop browsers, i.e. Chrome, Safari. I think we even got BlackBerry in there. So it loads up various different browsers and opens Google, and then it types in your keyword, dog training in this case, and it types it in at a specifically variable speed, and then it presses enter, and then it looks through the results, and it doesn't look through too quickly. It looks through it at a random time, just like a real person would. It searches down through the results, and if it doesn't find your web page on the first page, it clicks through to the next page, and then it searches down through your page again, and it finds barkbusters.com. So it clicks on Barkbusters and opens up your site, and it moves through your site. You'll spend a certain amount of time, it's a random amount of time, on the first page, and then it will pick another page randomly from all the ones on here and go through to that. Let's pick one out, puppy training. So we picked out puppy training, and it'll go through the puppy training, and it'll sit on this page for a while, and then eventually it will close out just like a real search would. What it will then do is wait a certain amount of time. The project will go back into the queue, and then it will run again, and it will do that for, in this case, it will do it 13 times in one day. So you'll get 13 clicks in one day. Now each click comes from a different proxy, and these are very special proxies. They're not the standard proxies that we would normally use for SEnuke. These are home proxies. They go, the search itself goes out through home internet accounts around the world. Most of them are in America and Europe. There are a few which are not, but certainly 95% of all these searches are from American. That includes Canada and European IPs. Okay, that's been over 2 minutes. Let's just see if it has completed. We'll just update it, and yep, we can see the status is completed. So it has done that search now, and it still has 12 left to do for the rest of the day. Now in the final version, you don't actually need to do this update. It will update itself every few minutes. This is only in the version that I'm using at the moment. We still have this update button. So as far as you're concerned, it's a set and forget thing. You just put the keywords in, and then you can close it off and walk away, and let our servers do the work for you. Proxies. Another massive improvement in SEnuke TNG is how it uses proxies. Now, proxies are used to hide your computer on the internet. Every device on the internet has basically an IP address, and this identifies that one computer amongst all the others around the world. When search engines and websites see multiple requests of similar nature all coming from one IP address, well, it starts to look a bit odd, because that's the action of a bot, doing the same thing over and over again. So what we do is we run these requests through multiple different IPs, and that makes it look like we are many different people rather than just one, thus helping to hide the fact that we are a bot and making it look real. Now in previous versions of SEnuke, it was one campaign, one IP. However, that rule has been thrown completely out of the window with SEnuke TNG, and you can now have as many IPs in here as you want. If you want to put in hundreds of proxies, you can put in hundreds of proxies, and every thread will use a different IP, and those IPs will rotate through all of your proxies one by one. So if you have 100 proxies and there's 1,000 sites, each one's only going to get used 10 times throughout the entire process of SEnuke, whereas before it would get used 1,000 times. So to add your own proxies into SEnuke, all you need to do is go into the Options menu, go to the Proxies tab, and click Add Proxy List. You can use any type of proxy, either IP authenticated, in which case you just copy in the proxy list here in the format of proxy and port, or if they're password authenticated, put the proxies in here and enter the username and password for the proxies over here, and then just add them into the list and they will magically appear. Now we can also test the proxies in SEnuke. I'll just test all my proxies here. This does a couple of different tests. Firstly, it tests whether the proxy is good or bad and that can it actually reach any destinations. And it also checks to see if this proxy is working on Google or not. Now, in most cases, it isn't actually that important that the proxy works on Google in SEnuke, because we don't actually do very much interaction with the Google website itself. But it's always nice to know that your proxies are super clean and super good. And now you can see here my 50 proxies that I'm using in this example. They're all clean and they all work with Google. Now you can automate that testing, so it tests every hour just to make sure that your proxies are good. I don't usually bother doing that because I know these proxies are very high quality. They come from a very good source and they worked for years without any problems. But if you're a little bit suspicious about where your proxies came from, or they're not the highest quality, you can run an auto test every single hour, and any that stop working, it will automatically disable. You can also set it to re-enable them after a while, just in case they come back on. It will basically check them and then turn them back on if they're working. If you've got no proxies in here because every single one of your proxies has failed, SEnuke will actually stop and alert you to this fact. Now there's a couple of examples down here of places where you can get proxies, including some special offers. But if you don't want to buy any proxies, we now have thousands of proxies built into SEnuke. All you need to do is select the SEnuke proxies and it will use our own list of proxies. Now there is no limit to this list. You can use them as much as you want. You can send nuke all day long if you want, 24/7, using our proxies. Now, one other major improvement in SEnuke TNG with regards to proxies is that these proxies now only apply to SEnuke. With previous versions of SEnuke, if you used a proxy, it actually applied to the entire of your Windows installation. So even your Internet Explorer ended up using that proxy. That has now been removed. The proxies you put in here will not interfere with anything else that is happening on your computer. For most users, the built-in SEnuke proxies is all you will need. You're only going to need the custom proxies if you're a very heavy hitter, or you want to do some specific things, in particular with custom site creations. But most people, these built-in ones, that's it, you're done. Indexing. There is a common myth in SEO that a link which has not been indexed, that is a link which doesn't appear in the actual search results of Google, has no value. That is not correct. The correct assumption is that a link which has not been spidered by Google has no value, because if it has not been spidered, it has not been seen. Spidering being the term used for when Google searches through your sites and links. So there are basically several different stages. First, you have a link which is just exists and nobody has seen it, and then you have a link which has been spidered. That means that Google knows it's there and knows where it points, and then you have a link which is indexed. But it's quite legitimate for Google not to index all links. For instance, why should they be indexing all forum profiles? There's no real content there, and it's not something that any person that actually went to Google and did a search would actually really want to see. So that's why they often are not indexed, but they are spidered and therefore they do count. Thankfully, SEnuke TNG has two different modules in it, one of which will help you with indexing and the other one will guarantee you get spidered. You can see them on this diagram here. First we have the index module, which is linked into a premium social network here, and here we have the spider/pinger tool, which is linked into a standard social network. There's no specific reason why I've linked the spider one to the social and the indexer to the premium. You could switch those around or link anything to anything. But there is a small distinct difference between the two different projects. Now firstly, the indexer project comes with 100 free URLs a day. That is that every subscription to SEnuke includes the ability to send 100 URLs to Backlinks Indexer every single day. That's over 3,000 a month on average. Backlinks Indexer is known as the industry standard. They have the highest results and the highest level of success of any of the indexing services. But what happens if you need to send more than 100 a day? Well, each of these different services has the option to buy a subscription and you can send more links to them. So the first 100 every single day will automatically be sent to the free service, and after that SEnuke will send your links to the different services depending upon which ones you select. But here's where things get really interesting and a huge improvement over previous versions of SEnuke. You see, these indexing services tend to be quite expensive, and when you're generating thousands and thousands of links, it's hard to be able to send them all to the best services. So what we recommend is to send only the best links, such as the premium social network links, into the indexing services, and then the lower quality links, in particular forum profiles, web profiles, send those into the Spider Pinger tool. There are two services which work with the Spider Pinger tool. We have Linklicious here and Indexification here. They're both around $20 a month, and they will both cope with thousands of links a day without any problem. To use them, you just need to put in your API key and tick the Use with Ping project. And this basically replaces the pinger element of the Ping project with this service instead. So the beauty of this is that we can now create templates that send your links to two different indexing services. The higher quality stuff going off to the main indexer, and the bulk of the links, whether you have thousands of different links, going off to the spider service. Now, of course, don't worry if you don't understand any of that. The templates are already designed to do this for you. All you need to do is put in your details in the SEnuke options. Now, if you don't want to sign up to two services, don't worry, there is another little trick you can do with SEnuke TNG, and that is to use indexification or linklicious here as the indexing service as well. So what would happen now is the first 100 links will be sent through Premium Social Network to the indexer, which would be backlinks indexer for those first 100 links. And then once the first 100 are through, every other link would be sent through to indexification. So effectively then the indexer tool is working as the indexer tool for the first 100 links, but after that it's effectively working as the spider tool. Now this is still extremely effective because of the high quality nature of these premium social networks. They tend to index with simple spidering, and they don't necessarily need the full services of the more expensive indexing systems. However, the absolute optimal setting is definitely to use one of the spider services on its own, only through the spider and pinger tool, and to use a premium backlink indexing service such as backlinks indexer in the indexer tool itself. Either way, the templates will sort all this out for you automatically. You don't have to do anything other than sit back and watch all of the links you get created in SEnuke get spidered, guaranteed.
Okay guys, so now that we've done a quick demo of SEnuke TNG Pro, let's talk about the front-end product and the OTO. So if you're on my blog post, you can go ahead and follow along with me. The front-end product is being offered with two separate options. The first option is for a single install license, which allows you to install SEnuke TNG Pro on one computer, and a 3 install license, which allows you to install it on up to 3 computers. So the single install license comes with the $77 monthly option for the front end product. Okay, the first upsell offer is a lifetime license for $1,377, and you also have the option to do it for annually for $777 per year. Okay, now for the 3 install license, the front end is being offered a monthly license for $177 per month. There's also going to be a lifetime license offered for $1,997 and a yearly license offer for $1,477. Okay, so you got plenty of options to choose from depending upon your budget and your needs. Now, I will say that they are offering, if you decide not to pick this up right away, they are offering an extended $1 trial. Okay, if you decide to not purchase either of these options, they're going to offer a $1 trial for you to try the software out to see if it's a good fit for you. Now, I can almost guarantee that if you're an online marketer, if you are an internet marketer, if you own a type of e-commerce store, if you do a lot of blogging or anything, if you do anything online, really, this software will be a good fit for you. So go ahead and check out your options here. When the software is released, go ahead and check out your options as you're going through the sales process. And right now, let's talk about the special bonus I'm going to be offering you. Okay. Now, since SEnuke is geared towards generating traffic to your money pages, okay, to your money sites, it's generated towards growing to increasing your SEO rankings, to allow you more traffic, more backlinks, which eventually are going to feed into your money sites, your affiliate links, your own product pages, your e-commerce stores, whatever it is that you're promoting. I wanted to offer something that's going to help you get better conversions on your money sites. And what I'm offering you today is full access to the powerful Superjacker software. Now, Superjacker is a software. It's a web-based, cloud-based software, so there's no installation required. and it's designed by Brett Ritecki. He's one of the top internet marketers and software designers in our industry. And this software will allow you to create call to action slides that go over the pages that you're promoting, any page really that you're promoting, so you can catch people's eye. So, for example, if you're promoting an affiliate product, you can have someone go to that page, and it'll pop up. It'll pull down a slide that grabs their attention, and you can have a video on there or opt-in page, whatever you want to have on there, and then your conversions will increase dramatically with this. So, when you click the button on this page, it's going to actually take you to a page. It'll take you to the sales page for SEnuke TNG Pro, but I'm actually using Superjacker on that page, and I'll actually have a demo of the software on the slide that you see that goes over the page. So, guys, with that, other than that, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. I do want to say though that to remind you that SEnuke TNG Pro is being released on Monday, January 30th, 2018 at 1 p.m. Eastern, and it's going to close out on February 5th, 2018. And I'm actually going to put a countdown timer on this page. So right now it's not here yet, but I'm going to put a countdown timer on this page to let you guys know how long the bonus is going to be offered for. Because once the counter goes to 0, I'll be taking the bonus away. Okay. Um, but other than that, guys, with that, this is Kurt. Thanks very much for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, and I look forward to talking with you in the next video. See you soon.